didn't get seen until 9:15.
Well.
Oh, I have to give my consent apparently. I could have just left the meeting. Oh shit! What happened?
I don't know what happened there.
So, I was just getting a nice shot of your forehead the whole time. Just FYI.
Yeah, well, how's it look now?
Like you're a rookie. or an old person who doesn't know how to use a computer. It's like, oh, am I coming in okay? Am I coming in okay?
Can it be both? So how's 41 treat you now, Beaver?
Well, I mean, it would be nice if I actually got a legit diagnosis on what the hell's going on besides, are you depressed? No, stupid. Let's fucking move on to the right thing here.
What'd you do for your birthday?
On the actual day or the weekend before?
Both.
Because it's the weekend before, we went downtown Orlando and acted like we were 20.
Yeah.
That went into my Sunday. A friend of mine, she came and visited on Sunday, and we kind of just did the iDrive thing, and it was supposed to be like a light, yeah, let's go get lunch and have a couple drinks and hang out. Turned into an all-day shit show. Tuesday, though, we went, my friend took me out for dinner at, I cannot remember the name of this place, but it was a Turkish restaurant.
Oh, cool.
I don't know if it's traditional. I have never had it before. It looks very similar to Greek food.
Right, yeah.
So I didn't want to cross any lines, but we actually had like a legit Turkish server. So I was like, I just let him pick whatever. I'm like, what would you eat here? And he's like, oh, of course, everything's the most expensive thing. I was like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I get it.
I often didn't do that knowing my friend was going to pay for the whole thing. Like, I thought I was like, yeah, splurge a little. I work so much, might as well spend some of my money. And then the bill shows up and she's like, oh, I got this. Where do I find more women like you?
Yeah.
Like,
you're a keeper.
Yeah. I know we're just friends, but I just need that aspect of it. Like, I've never had this before. This is new to me.
But it's great though, because that's being married to Jill. I remember when we were first dating each other, she would fight to pay for the bill, and getting married, I thought, it's all on me now, but it's still the same. She's still the same person that I married, man. It's awesome.
And you think the Asian genetics with king is like, you can try to fight for the bill thing? No, I just let her have it. I'm like, no, it's all you. Thanks.
Well,
appreciate
also,
you.
The other side of that too is Asians are notoriously frugal, stingy.
Yeah, but I'm notoriously sneaky about paying tabs too. So I'm like, it's been well documented over my time.
Mine too. A big chunk of my credit card debt would be related to paying tabs. Yeah.
Oh, I never used the card for those. No. Cash only transactions, sir. There's no paper trail.
Yeah.
Where were you last night? Lord, if I know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember shit.
Yeah.
There's nothing telling. A little overweight, but getting better. Long hair. I need to get it cut.
Yeah.
It's pretty damn long.
At least you've got long hair. I mean, look, it's
Well, you've been thinning for a while, buddy. I got your wedding photos to prove it too. So.
Yeah, I know. Well, Leo was teasing me about thinning even way back when we were roommates. Believe it or not.
You were thinning when you were using hair conditioner or shampoo before, so. I want this to be public knowledge if this is being recorded for anything outside of this man right here at the ripe old age of 24, I want to say it was, or 25.
Yeah.
Maybe a little younger than that.
Probably.
Yeah. Man was complaining about having greasy head. Turns out he was using conditioner for shampoo for a significant amount of time. This man is a college graduate from the University of Auburn.
I can't. I'm not going to blame Auburn for my own stupidity. I take full responsibility for that. So. Because
things I never said out loud before.
that it was definitely not Auburn. It was definitely me. You know, Dad would give me a hard time about that.
Yeah. They do say reading is fundamental.
Yeah. That's a good argument.
It's like they made the label in the peanut butter jars may contain peanut butter. That's for you, sir.
Yeah,
that is for you.
Exactly. They always have to say that thing, and you think to yourself, well, who would be dumb enough? And then it's like, oh yeah, he would.
No, somebody's out there did it.
Yeah.
Hence why the label exists.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. I didn't even think about that, but it happens.
Yeah. It's like when you have to tell people, hey man, I don't know if you know this or not, but you should not operate a vehicle when you're like hammered on morphine or something.
Right. Because people actually do it. Ugh.
They do. You are freezing up pretty bad.
No, I'm good. You were freezing up pretty bad. You.
Really?
Yeah, you were. Yeah, you got a little bit of the red and the yellow. You got some things going on, sir.
I wonder if it's my work software still kicking up. Well, I am streaming the hockey right now, so.
Yeah.
And looks like we just. Oh no, we did not. Oh, thank God. You were going to see a full-on panic attack just now.
You got any money on it? Or you just watching for play?
No, I'm just my team, man.
Yeah.
Which apparently I'm a bandwagon fan, by the way.
How did that happen?
Oh, because all Tampa Bay Lightning fans are bandwagon fans. It's like, yeah, I haven't been watching them since the girl goaltender in 1992 or 3, whenever the hell they started when I was a child.
Right.
Yeah, I wasn't around for that.
Yeah, Beaver's network bandwidth is low.
That's impossible. That is impossible.
That's what it's saying.
Hold on a second. That
blasphemy.
It's. I'm telling you right now. I've always had bad luck with Zoom.
Yeah.
Because I can go right now and test this, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to get way more bandwidth than I need. Are you seeing my screen? No, you're not. Okay.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. I'm not seeing your screen. No, I'm seeing your face. Yeah.
Oh, wait. I had another app up. Hold on a second.
So let's get Weird Studios. I think that I've been waiting for this episode to kind of make that official. I think we need to do that.
Yeah. Someone bought me a shirt, by the way. I finally have a shirt of my slogan for all these years.
Really? I actually used that on Jill the other day. It was something work related. It's like, don't worry about it. It's okay. Let's get weird. It's all right. Just don't worry about it.
Yeah, dude, I'm pulling 200 megs right now.
Right.
Just
now.
FYI.
Just right now. I mean, it was.
Listen, sir, there is not a damn person in this neighborhood that is awake right now streaming audio at this hour.
I know that's the weirdest thing, but it would have said something that it was bad on my end.
Oh, my latency is really awful. What the hell?
This is classic Beaver.
I'm just letting you know this. My work software is notoriously wretched on processor, the amount of bandwidth you need, blah 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 blah. You name it, it runs the gamut. Mm-hmm. This should be the least of the problems I've had today. And I will tell you what, everyone shits on Chromebooks. I bought a little bit more of an upper scale version.
Yeah. How much was
this thing? Well, I got an open box one, brand new. It's like $800, okay. But I bought it for $450. So
that's still a good deal.
To me, that's a reasonable price. So I was like, all right, if I don't like it, then I can always just get a gaming PC.
Well, I was
but this became my daily driver, and I'm pretty happy with it so far. So
good. Well,
it worked better than my actual gaming PC before. So
I set up my father-in-law's laptop tonight when I got off work, and it's running on the i7 Windows 11. I think it's fast, man. It's a very.
That's what this thing's on. This thing's running on an i7, but there's nothing to it because
it's a Chromebook.
There's no software, so
yeah, it's all what you pull down. Yeah.
So I mean, having half a terabyte of data or memory in this thing, it's like way too much.
Yeah.
So I always love it when people are like, ugh. Oh, you got a Chromebook. Okay, cool. I don't play games on my PC, dude. Like that's what the Xbox is for.
Well, he was worried about the modem and the router and all that stuff. And like I was telling like Bob, unless you're like a gamer, the connection speed, you don't use it for that kind of stuff. It's gonna work just fine. You can connect to the Wi-Fi, you're gonna up and running. And so I went over there, set it up, boom. He was like, "Oh, it's running." I'm like, I would not be able to get into your Gmail if it wasn't running.
Yeah. I always love having to explain that, especially to my mother. It's like, hey, Mom, just because your phone changes doesn't mean you have to get into email. It's the same one.
Actually, there was a comedian that did that bit. Ronnie Chang, I think he actually did that as a comedic bit.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, my favorite one is when I see AOL accounts still pop up. I'm like, what?
Gosh, bro.
Is that still a thing?
Yes. In fact, one of my I would call him a good friend now. He's got an AOL account still.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a douchebag for a second here. It's been a long day.
That's fine.
God damn it. I'm just hoping for this game to end so I can move on my eyes from this. Wow. I don't know if you follow hockey at all, but
I understand the concept, but I don't know the rules,
Well, people get mad at me because I compared a lot to football and soccer. It's constantly moving, which is like basketball. And a lot of this, where I say that some of the strategic aspects of it are very similar.
Yeah.
But I feel like you can say that about any sport. But like, the one thing I love about it is you have no idea what their injuries are, and these guys play through some of the craziest crap, and you never know.
Right.
Like they got to be really hurt, and then they're out, and so it's serious.
Plus, it's one of the only few sports that I remember that they still just beat the crap out of each other, like literally.
It's been toned down quite a bit. Yeah, it's been toned down quite a bit.
You just don't see football players just, never mind.
They've also checked some of that out in football too. I mean, the fighting still happens, but it's not really promoted
as much anymore.
Yeah, it's not. Some of the checking rules are definitely altered over the years. Some people don't like it, but I just like basketball. Like it's going to be your preference, right?
Yeah.
I always like the game, the changing, like
evolving,
and then you can, and then we can be the old men talking about which player would dominate today versus these guys now.
Well, speaking of that, what do you think about Steph Curry getting his 4th title?
I loved every second of it. You remember that draft year? What did they say about him? He'll never make it as a point guard in the NBA. That's what they kept saying over and over again, and he was the 7th pick in that draft.
Yeah.
Just saying. Yeah. Took one coach, Mark Jackson, to see what they could do with him and Clay in the backcourt, and then they happen to have a good core around him, good young team. I called it. I didn't think they were going to win it this year. I thought they were going to make a huge push because I was kind of on the bandwagon with the Lakers this year. I thought even though that team was an average of 73 years old per player, I thought because of the AD and LeBron, they can turn it. But LeBron quit and AD was hurt.
But with
and Russell Westbrook sucks.
But with his abilities and all that stuff, was it just not play? He just didn't want to do it.
You got to construct a team that caters to his skill set. And then now that he's getting older and he has been playing 80 games plus a season, and I mean, there's only when you rely, and he has no.
Oh, got a little bit of freeze here. Hold on.
This is kind of okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he can't shoot, right?
No.
So he hasn't done that consistently. He doesn't have ball handling skills like a Kyrie or Jesus, name that point guard. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Hell, I would say Markelle Fultz is a better ball handler than he is. And don't sleep on that boy, by the way, next year. I'm telling you right now. if he can stay healthy. Let's see how that goes. But you know, when that's all he can do, and you got LeBron who's ball dominant,
Yeah.
like you can't have two people who do the exact same thing on the court.
No. Yeah, it's unfortunate because they had a lot of good young talent that they traded away for these $5 players that, you know, you see where they are now, and it's just.
And I think all of them made the playoffs.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken, right? Like,
yep.
Yep. Oh, except for Kyle Kuzma, I think. But Kyle Kuzma looked a lot better this season without LeBron and AD. I'm like, y'all gave up on too many guys too fast for big names.
Yeah. I mean, you know,
like look at Lonzo's development.
Yes,
he's
absolutely
3-and-D guy now. Come on,
yeah,
he couldn't shoot worth a lick that first year. Now look at him.
But you look at him physically though. He looks physically so much more different.
Yeah, well, this kid was 20 years old when they drafted him.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, like Brandon Ingram. He's an all-star caliber player right now. I mean, those two guys right there would have changed your whole franchise.
Yep.
And they're young.
Yep. So you can let them get injured and get on, you know, and they could recover quickly. Well, not quickly, but they would recover far better than, you know, glass legs AD. You know, God bless.
And I like AD. I like
him too, but you know, but again,
now they're talking about trading him because they have to.
Well,
because no one's going to take Westbrook's contract.
No.
So your best bet right now is to get AD and a bunch of whatever you can for him.
It's going to be interesting because for me, I'm going to always be a Lakers fan regardless of what happens. So I'm just interested in seeing how they're going to rebuild it. You know,
I don't know how they're going to rebuild it. They're going to be set back for like 5 years unless they just. You got no picks.
I know.
Right?
That's what I'm saying. And I don't follow the league close enough to know like who's going to be the next player.
There's no one that's standing out right now, and it's hard because the last couple of years you had the COVID lockdowns, right? And then so those guys are kind of coming into their own now,
right?
And then this last season's guys. Cade Cunningham looked pretty good, but he plays for the Pistons, so who knows when they'll step up around him. But it's like you got the guys the Magic drafted, you got the white kid that no one expected to be good, and he turned out to be the better pick. I mean, his brother is a okay basketball player, and then here comes Franz Wagner. What about that name strikes you as a good basketball player?
Nothing about it.
So you sound like an evil villain in a Die Hard movie, sir. Like
it just makes me think of something out of Germany somewhere, and I'm just like,
well, I mean, they're German. They are German, but it's like,
you know, just like it's something stereotypical, just like, you know.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I mean, I like. He's young. Yeah. Oh my God, that movie. What the hell was that? The Six Man or something like that, where he was a ghost.
Man. Marlon Wayans, Keen Wayans.
I remember that.
I remember when you did that. You remember? We were playing basketball one time, and
we used to do it to the Packy kid that used to play with us all the time. The big guy.
Akesh and
Slow the molasses. Yeah, it was Muhammad.
Yeah,
I think it was Muhammad.
Akesh and Muhammad and his brother.
Muhammad. Even if it wasn't Muhammad, I think we have a good chance of that being right.
That guy was the friendliest giant I ever met. I'm losing you again. Pause. Hold on. Pause. Hold on. Okay, there we go. You're saying some good stuff, and I'm losing you.
Yeah, I hate Zoom with a passion.
Yeah, we'll figure out another way to do it.
I don't know if it's Zoom or not, but I've always had bad luck with Zoom for some reason.
Maybe it's because it's you.
It hates me. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm just checking some settings real quick because I haven't looked at this in a long time. Yeah, I'm having latency issues. I don't know why. And I'm too lazy to get up and check anything, so blah.
Well, it's also, let's be fair, it's also 11:30 at night. You've had a very long day, early doctor's appointment, and I don't even know what you've been through today, work-wise.
I don't want to talk about it. I'll say so. Oh, the Lightning lost. Oh, there goes that Stanley Cup.
Well, it happens.
Yeah, you can only win so many in a row. And from a state that has no ice, by the way.
That's when I found out that Huntsville had a hockey team. I'm like, Huntsville has a hockey team?
I just it's a fascinating sport, man. I wish it was something that like I got a chance to play when I was young.
Oh Jesus, you'd be even more wrecked if you played the hockey though.
I probably would. I'd be missing some teeth too. But no, I would just it's just one of those things. Like it costs a lot of money to play that. I don't come from that, so.
Oh really?
Yeah, absolutely. Football is expensive for kids, but they have city rec leagues and things like that where you can. Mm-hmm. We're sponsored by something, or like when I was a child, we did it with the Air Force in Miami.
Right.
They sponsored a youth league team.
Yeah.
But that costs money, man. Basketball's probably the cheapest sport I ever played.
Really?
All you need is a ball and some sneakers, and boom, you're good to go.
Well, I guess for me, I never knew because I was always cross country and track. So all I had to do was have a pair of shoes and enter in a race, and that was it. So Yeah,
hockey, I mean, if you really want to be good, you got to go to camps and all that other bull too. On top of that too, but just getting ice time is expensive, man. You got to get on a rink.
Yeah,
unless you live up in Minnesota, which I do not.
Did I ever tell you that I went to a cross country camp at Mississippi State University?
I do not recall that before.
Yeah, that was fun. That was good.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I don't know. We used to throw stuff at you cross country runners back when I played football. So.
Well, we deserved it, so I don't blame you.
Yeah, some of you guys are cocky as hell, man.
Yeah, about running.
I remember when I trained with you one summer, trying to get back in shape for the football season, and I did not realize how out of shape I would be compared to a cross country runner.
Well, it's a different type of running, though.
Well, you also weigh $120 back then, and I'm trying to
$110 probably,
and I'm trying to haul around 200 pounds on a. I mean, what were you running your mile in? Like 5 minutes, maybe less.
My best mile was about 5:30.
5:30?
Yeah.
Damn, I thought I was doing good with my I mean, I ran a 3 mile one time in 18 and a half. I think that's once good. Was my fastest time.
That's a good time.
Yeah, but that I could do that over that. If you told me to sprint that shit, nope, not doing it.
Well, did I ever tell you about the time I got put into a relay and track?
I don't remember you having great speed.
No. No. I was 1,600, 3,200. So now. Oh,
the long distance relays. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. No, they put me on an 800 relay.
How did that go?
I got smoked.
Yeah, I believe.
I got smoked bad. It was so bad.
Did they make you a lead?
No.
Or were you in between?
I was in between. Yeah, I was in between. So the guy went stick, and I went as fast as I could, and they went, shoo. I'm like, well, I'm just going to try to finish this damn thing then. But here's the funny part about that. Now, fast forward to about 2010, and back when I was doing cross country and track, we were barely placing or anything like that. We're number 1 in state now at our school.
I have no idea what my school does in sports now.
Really?
I have no care for what they do. I don't have kids. They're not going to the school. Why should I be involved?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I don't want to be that creepy. Plus, on top of that, I'm Asian in a. Well, I don't know if it's a redneck school anymore because
it might not be. It might not be.
Yeah, times have changed.
It really has. friend of mine, a Korean friend actually. He's from Crestview, and
Well,
I
I'm from
used to
Fort
go
Walton,
down.
so.
Yeah, so I used to go down there to visit him. And one time I passed through Crestview recently, and I'm like, "Holy crap, this place is."
Yeah. Well, I mean, everything here, especially in Florida now.
Yeah.
I mean, the population here is insane. Like, I can't even go. What used to be just a 15-minute drive can take you 2 to 3 business days. Like, your Amazon packages will arrive before you go up the street. And I'm like, and they don't build the roads in lieu of this because they know it's coming, right? So the roads are always 10 years behind schedule.
Yeah.
By the time they get these roads, I'll probably be either buried in the ground or out of here already. So I'm like, whatever. I'm glad I work from home.
St. Cloud's probably grown since the last time I've been through here.
Quite a bit. We have 4 Publixes now.
Really?
Why do you need 4 within? I mean, the whole city. 4 on one street.
That's insane.
If you take 192 from the city limit to the city limit, I'm going to say it's 4. Then you got another one right where the Kissimmee Turnpike, St. Cloud and Kissimmee meet. There's another one, so there's technically 5.
Jesus.
I'm like, why do we need that many grocery stores? And by the way, they built one right by the house. So
there you go. That's nice. Did they deliver yet?
I'm sure they do. I'm just a cheap piece of shit when it comes to that. So
I understand.
Like groceries, I don't like people picking that out for me. I don't know what it is about it. I did it.
That makes sense.
I did it for Instacart for a little while when everything went to shit.
Yeah.
But for me personally, I can't have someone.
Well, think about it. You personally would take care of the situation. You have no idea what. I don't try to take care of that stuff for you.
Certain things like vegetables, like maybe there's certain preferences I have, especially if I'm buying it for long term or if I'm buying it for the short term. And so,
well, that also comes from working in the restaurant industry too. That's the other side of that.
Yeah. This is one of those weird things. Like, I don't mind ordering food to go or delivered, but I don't like my grocery. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, we're all
liquor delivery now. That's it.
You can't miss. Do they have that in Florida?
They have that everywhere. I don't know.
Not everywhere.
Not you down south folks over in Alabama probably don't got it. I think Colorado doesn't have it either.
Yeah.
Being that it's what I do now with the dispatching services. So I know Florida definitely has it. I just don't know what states don't, to be honest. I just know Colorado has counties or something like that where they can't do liquor or some shit like that.
Alabama does not have it. It will. Yeah.
I don't dispatch for Alabama, so I have no idea.
Yeah.
What you guys do. But no, when we do it for other states, I know liquor or wine and beer is definitely on there. Definitely in California, we have a partnership with a microbrewery out there. So
yeah, California definitely needs it. Yeah. Did I tell you that one of my cousins actually owns a brewery?
No.
Yeah.
What is it?
He's up in Vermont, I think.
Oh, on the East Coast. Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. His name's Scott Kerner.
What's the name of the?
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up right now. Let's see. It's a different.
My watch is telling me to go to sleep, by the way.
Your watch can go fuck itself. Good Measure Brewing Company.
Right on.
Yeah.
I'm never in Vermont. It is one of the 4 or 5 states I've never been to. Probably will never go to.
Wait. If I'm buying and we're flying,
why would you choose Vermont of all places to go to?
To go see my cousin who owns a brewery.
I haven't traveled in 4 or 5 years now.
No, it's not going to be anytime soon.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll be 65 or something like before I go to Vermont.
You're not going to be 65. It's going to be way before then.
Yeah. I don't even go to Boston to see my sister. Like, what am I going to go?
She's
to
up there?
Yeah, she's in Foxborough.
Oh, okay. But she's still in doing that stuff that she's doing, like all that TV stuff.
That stuff? You mean
newscasting, news reporting, whatever it is?
Yeah, there you go. Newscasting. Yeah, that's entertainment, right? Still.
I don't care.
That TV stuff.
She on that TV up there or something?
Yeah, she on that there TV. Yeah, she's still doing that up there.
That's good. Good for her.
Her husband's, I think, progressing a little further than she is at this time. I don't know if she kind of took a step back on it or.
He does that stuff too.
Yeah, he was more sports.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah.
He's also got the look. Like
the last name, that Italian last name, it's just.
Well, it's his physics. I mean, his face is exactly what you want on television. So I think that's why they do it. But I don't know if he likes it. I know she hates it. So
really, well, that's surprising.
Well, there's a lot of things that go involved to get something on the air. Especially, well, you know how it is. It's politics and money and
right,
all that stuff. So it's like I don't listen to any of these people anyway. So it's like I don't really care. Like
versus, this is going to be on the internet, being viewed by however many people want to view it. So
you're right, my face will be exposed to the one person that watches this.
Hey, there's going to be more than one.
I'm sure someone's going to say something on my Lakers take. That's going to be the part of this that's going to be like this is going to get to LeBron James somehow or Russell Westbrook, and they're going to come back and attack me.
Their names, and
Oh, then we're going to get sued for that too. So just letting you know that this is on your podcast, well, whatever.
At the end of the day, if they've really got the time to waste on that, I mean, it's like.
Well, it's not them. It's like there's got to be someone that just scours their names to see who's talking, right? I have no idea. I'm not famous.
I'm not either. But I've got an opinion on sports. You've got an opinion on sports. I mean, it's fun.
I didn't even realize it's almost the end of June, so I got to start thinking about my fantasy football team already.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I take that crap seriously, man.
I know you do. You take it way seriously. I hope I don't ever play it, because if I do play it and I actually end up being good at it, it's going to be like.
I mean, you're going to have. There's got to be some factor of luck, right? Your guys have to make it the whole season. But a lot of people come out of their drafts and they're like, "Oh my God, I got the best team." It's like 60% of your roster is not going to be on your team at the end of the year.
Yeah, especially if you're picking you're doing the analysis and picking blah 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 blah, and freak accidents, injuries, struck by lightning.
Yeah, but that's why you have to plan ahead. A lot of people don't plan for bye weeks. I'm that nerd. I'm that guy.
That's it. That sounds like the Beaver. I know.
I take 2 risky swings at the end of the drafts. I wait till the very last pick to take a kicker. You know what I mean? It's like why do you draft a kicker when you can get other players here? I don't understand.
Have you ever seen the movie Two for the Money?
Probably. I just don't remember who's in it.
Early 2000s, Matthew McConaughey and Al Pacino.
I remember it, but I don't remember. I remember the movie being there, but I don't remember seeing.
It's kind of about. It's a sports betting type movie where Matthew McConaughey is a up and coming college football quarterback. He has a career-ending injury, and then he bumps into Al Pacino, who runs this sports betting company, but it's not really sports betting. They're just kind of advising you on your picks and all that. And Rene Rousseau's in it, and Jeremy Piven. It's one of those movies where it's a good movie. The script is not great, but I remember that movie.
I remember the premise of this, but I just don't I can't. I don't think I saw it again. I think I saw it once. And then,
yeah.
I remember this movie. I just can't remember any like I can't remember anything about it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not an Oscar-winning performing movie, but it's I don't know why, but I feel every now and then I feel a desire to watch that movie again.
I don't know where that's going to benefit you, but
it's not. It's pure entertainment value.
Boiler Room. I remember all my sales meetings when they would put that movie as like the quintessential sales thing. I'm like, why is this the premise of Boiler Room? I mean, I get it. He is. I mean, he is doing a great job of that, but he's screwing people over, man. Like,
so basically, you're telling me that we need to continuously screw people over. And
it's like, guys, I don't know if you guys know about this thing called the internet. It makes it very difficult for you to get away with shit now. And this is before the cancel shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, just being an asshole, you know, you got a Karens and all that crap like they're going to go on Yelp.
Yeah. Did I sent you that Tim Dillon clip, didn't I? You watched it, didn't you?
Which must you send me crap all over the place, so I'm not sure which one it was.
This was
it was on the Instant Messenger. I think or Instant Messenger. Did I just say that? Instant Messenger.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I just said that. I think you sent it on the Facebook message.
Yeah, he's a former. Well, he is a current comedian, but he was a former mortgage lender, and he's just talking about
that's the one.
Yeah.
What is this? Oh, that's my cover.
Oh, there you go. Oh, there he is.
Well, no, I had to buy it didn't have one. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize, but
no, you're good.
I had to go buy like a Amazon little piece that they have like the little slide covers.
Oh yeah.
Because this is actually a touch screen.
Oh.
Like it folds into a tablet.
Gotcha.
So it didn't have the cover, I guess. So I went and bought one. But when I did it, it was like while I was working, and I clearly did not measure this out at all. Like I just stuck it on. And was like, yeah, that looks good. I did well. But now I'm looking at it because I don't usually have the light on in here. It's it's dark usually in here, and I'm staring at it now, and it's driving me nuts. Like, and I'm seeing the edge. You can see the edge of it on your screen on my little box here. So
yeah. Well, I just figured that was just something that was in the way. It didn't bother me until now that you mentioned it.
Yeah, well, I wasn't paying attention. I was just like, "What the hell is that?" And I was like, and now I'm looking at it like a dum-dum.
So what else is new, man?
Apparently, I have a lot of grays in my beard now.
Yeah. I've got grays coming on my sides. I've got 1 and 2 right here. That's about it.
Oh, I got a rogue streak going here. Like it's only one side is just literally just gray, like all the way down. I'm like, what the hell? Like, but the beard, like I've been dyeing it for a while, and I just stopped doing it.
Yeah. So when did you start dyeing your beard?
6 months ago.
Oh, okay.
7 months ago. I haven't done it in probably a month and a half now.
But it started graying. When? Like 2 years ago?
10 years ago it started graying. But it was like spots. It was just patchy.
Patchy, yeah.
But but I have never had a full beard. I was only allowed to have stubbles, so I never really was able to grow it out. Yeah. I mean, now this is trimmed. But which I need to.
I'm envious. I can't grow a beard.
This is the only whiteness of my genetics, apparently, is my beard. Actually, no, here's the thing though, like mine grows in like 3 different hair patterns.
Really?
So it's like the whole bottom wants to curl.
Yeah.
And the mustache part wants to curl. Yeah. But the rest of it comes in like Asian, and I don't know. Like it's really funny because everyone's got a very consistent facial hair, but my mixed ass has all sorts of weird shit happening. It's like, oh, this part of the beard wants to be German. Yes. I'm like, cool, man. Like, makes it really hard to figure out how I want to do this.
Well, I mean, I guess if you want to, just shave the part that if you feel like being German, just.
I'm just going with the fat Jason Momoa as much as I can. So. I got the long hair to go with it. I don't have the eyes. I'm not pretty. Just gonna.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, maybe I lose some weight, but that's as far as that's going. So I did buy some sort of soap that's supposed to like
beard oil.
No, it's like a soap that instead of dyeing your beard, it supposedly brings back the natural hair color back.
Oh,
supposedly.
Oh.
I get roped into all sorts of weird shit just out of. You know how because nowadays I feel like Facebook and Instagram is more like advertisements than it's actually seeing anything. I'm like, that's actually how I go shopping now.
Yeah, no.
Like I'm like, what's on Facebook? I only keep Facebook because sometimes there's cool shit that comes on there. I'm like, oh, hey, let me give that a shot. And then you test. Sometimes you can figure out a way to test something. For free.
Yeah. No, I mean, I bought a few things because I saw a Facebook ad and I'm like, well, that'd be nice. That'd be pretty cool. So I gave it a shot. Yeah.
I saw this little portable AC unit that you put in your window, and it looked pretty cool. I'm like, I don't know what makes it better than anything else, but then I was like, oh, maybe it's like a couple $100. Maybe I'll give it a shot. And it was like $900. Get it for the low price of $950. Like, I will melt in my house, sir. Thank you.
I'll be just fine.
Well, I mean, that's something I've talked about before. Now that after living overseas and having the ductless AC units in every room, where you got the units per room instead of having a centralized air. And I'm like, that has to be way more efficient and better because I can cool just a room. I don't need to cool the whole house.
Right. Yeah.
And I can get that thing super cold. And if that breaks, all I got to do is replace that one piece. I don't have to replace all the ductwork and all that crap. Because right now, I don't know what this one duct here. I don't know this one room. I don't feel any air come out of the duct.
And I guess from a cost perspective, if you're a builder, you could probably make more profit off of it, couldn't you?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I've never met any of the people who made it when I was living over there, which that probably would have been a smart idea on my part.
But you weren't thinking like that back then.
No, but I should have been. But no, it's something like if I build a house, that's what I think I would steer in that direction.
That would be so cool.
Like I would probably put centralized air in it just because.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Some people would, but I personally wouldn't run it. I'd probably just leave it there.
Yeah.
For heat, I think I do.
I mean, if it's a custom build and you're willing to pay the price, they'll put whatever you want in the house, you know.
Well, I was looking into because everything's so fucking expensive right now, and I'm like, even a townhome. I think I was looking before everything went berserk. I was looking, and my portfolio was looking pretty good. Now I want to cry every day. Of course, I get into crypto when it's red hot, and then all of a sudden it's like now I'm just like, cool, man. I just bled whatever. I'm good.
Just don't get off the roller coaster. Just stay on the ride.
The crypto one's very hard right now, but that's all there's to say.
I know. I started back in 2019.
I literally negated all my rules.
Of course.
You're 10%. I'm just let it ride. It's coming back. It's gonna. And then it kept bleeding more money and then more money and then more money. I'm like, damn it, man! I can't take these kind of losses, bro.
You don't take a loss until you realize it. So.
Oh, I realize it every day. You're talking about a potential down payment to what the hell is this now, man? Like checking accounts look better than this right now.
I know. Yeah. I get it. Yeah.
Where was I going at? Oh,
you were talking about townhomes.
Townhomes here in Little St. Cloud, and they were looking for like $250, $300, which is a little extortionary for a townhome in a I want to say it was $1,800. But the kicker was the HOA fee.
How much?
They wanted a monthly rate at like $500, $600, or it was like $500, but there was nothing there. Like there was no community pool.
A monthly rate?
I'm pretty sure it was $500, and I remember laughing about it and just not even talking. Like I just walk away.
That's what for us up here. That's annual.
Yeah, usually it's annual, is what I was thinking. I thought that's what she said. I'm pretty sure she said $500 a month, and I was like, and I just said, good luck with that.
I mean, it's
have fun.
I'm not, based on your population density and all that down there.
But to me, it's like, what are you paying for?
Like, what? Yeah, exactly. There's no pool. There's no. I mean, what exactly? What would you be paying for?
I don't know. Like, I know downtown condos that you pay far less than that for HOA. It's still, but the HOA is still expensive. But it's like, but at least it's right in the middle of everything in downtown. Yeah. And then you got a pool, your gym, blah 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 blah, right there. So it's like that makes sense.
Yeah.
We're in St. Cloud, Florida, sir. I ain't and you got none of these features I just mentioned, so piss off.
What exactly is in St. Cloud?
Well, once upon a time, this was a little farmer town.
Right.
But now just houses and Walmarts and Publixes and gas stations. We got plenty of those.
Is Kissimmee grown up a lot since I was
last there? It got really bad for a while, and then the hurricane, especially after the hurricanes.
Yeah.
I didn't really venture into Kissimmee, but they've definitely developed quite a bit.
Okay.
Osceola Parkway is a shit show now.
Yeah.
You remember back in the day, we used to be able to cruise up and down that road. You pay one toll.
Yeah.
You're going 90 to 100 miles an hour up and down. Ain't no cops floating around.
Yeah.
Now there's like a shopping mall and stoplights galore, so it's like there's traffic everywhere.
Wow.
So, because that's where my doctor's appointment is. It's off that road, and then it took me 3 business days to go like up the street. And I'm like, dude, guys, I just need to get to my damn. And it's like, there's condos everywhere now because they just built a new hospital on Osceola Parkway. They put a lot of money there. That's for damn sure. I don't know the population around that area. This is gonna sound shitty, but it's never been like considered like a really nice neighborhood. Yeah. Where your dad used to live, developed really. Well, that Hunters Creek, that South Orlando, North Kissimmee.
Yeah.
I don't know who claims it anymore, but they developed a lot in that area since he lived there. But then I don't know where that teeter-tot went because I don't ever go around there that often anymore. I mean, I literally go to Tampa, I live in St. Cloud, and I go to iDrive Orlando. That's literally the 3 places I go. Okay. 6 days a week, I'm sitting right here.
Wow.
On my computer working.
Is downtown Disney still around?
They don't call it that anymore. They call it something else.
Oh, really?
Something Spring. Disney Springs.
Is Pleasure Island still there?
That's been gone since we were kids, bro.
I had a good time.
Yeah. I want to say that went away in like 04 or 05.
So not too long after we went. It was me, Leo, Hunter, you.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, shortly after that. I don't know the exact.
And it closes down. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, they were rebranding it because it was, Disney. Disney likes to keep everything very PG, and they just kind of decided that it was just not.
Pleasure Island.
But then they got rid of all that, and now they bring back more bars and clubs again. I'm like, okay.
Cycle. It's a business cycle. Yeah.
Well, Universal built City Walk, to cater to that. They never got rid of it. Like it's still there. Like they've added to it, and again, I don't even hang out there. I literally just go there through it because you have to go to the theme parks. That's literally all because I do all my partying in the park.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you how I do that.
No.
Just for the fleeting fact that someone possibly could be watching right now and be like, I'm a Universal security guy. What are you? We've heard about you, sir. My name is James. My name is James Hawk. I think I still remember your Dresden address. I'll just give him that.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Seriously, man, this is looking very bikerish right now. I can't get over I can't get over how this looks on camera versus what I see in the mirror.
Well, I mean, it happens.
Because it looks like only the white is like at the end of.
It is. It is.
Like that's how it looks on camera, but I'm like, no.
And then it's like right in here. It's like a little.
Oh,
circle.
dude, it's really white.
Oh, I can see it now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really white.
It's great.
Well, I mean, I haven't shaved in what 2 years now, 2.5 years.
Really?
Yeah, it's since the pandemic when the lockdowns happened.
Wow.
Literally the day I was supposed to get my haircut, that's when everything here just said. And I used to get my haircut every 2 weeks.
Really?
Straight fade, zero fade all the way across. Now I got a man bun.
Yeah, look at you.
It grew in fast. I'll tell you what. I didn't think it was like my hair is like past my shoulder blades now, but it's like
really,
yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. I definitely want to cut it. I'm gonna keep the beard.
Yeah,
but I'm over the long hair though.
Well, it's a lot to take care of, isn't it?
Yes, very much so.
I mean, I don't know. I've never.
If I look like a decent human being, bald, I would go that route.
I'd like to see what you look like bald.
Oh, I've shaved my head once. I look awful. I have a humongous skull.
I think I have seen you. I think I have seen you bald.
Well, I wasn't bald, but I didn't do it in high school.
You sure?
No. I was always clean cut. I had a high and tight.
Yeah.
And I always spike my hair like a normal stereotype all the time.
But you've done it. You've done it before, haven't you?
Yeah, but that was later. And I did it once, and I never did it again.
When?
Because I look terrible.
I could have sworn I saw you when you did.
I only did it once. I shaved my head once.
Did I tell you about the time I shaved my head?
It looks like you just shaved it just recently.
Well, no, it was.
I can't tell where your headphones start and your head begins.
It happened my freshman year of college. I lost a bet against Duke, North Carolina.
Where you at, Virginia?
Yeah.
I think I saw you that summer. Didn't you came? Your dad was still living in the same apartment complex that we were living in at the time, wasn't he?
Yeah, either that, he was in Hunters Creek. I know it was 17, 18 at the time.
Well, you visit your dad lived in Hunters Creek when we moved to St. Cloud.
Yeah.
When I was a kid. I remember that, right? I can't remember anymore. I was like
I know I met you in Kissimmee.
I'm trying to recall 24 years ago.
It's not that hard to recall because I remember when you first met me, you're like, who the hell is this kid? And you were like, literally, you didn't realize it was like I think I was older than you, so you thought I was like what, 12 or something, like when you first.
Well, you still look 12, bro. You're 40, 32, 42 years old.
Well, Jill would say I still act like I'm 12, so.
Well, we're men. That's going to be a natural.
Yeah.
I mean, you're 42 and you look like you're 12 years old. Meanwhile, I'm 41 and I've been aging like a freaking. I don't even know what to do with that.
Well, just shave the beard. You look young.
I'm kind of liking the beard though. That's kind of
makes you look distinguished.
Okay, I'll go with it. It just kind of grew on me. At first, I was like, "Man, this is just so much," because you had to train it, you had to comb it, oil it. Well, when we got to a certain length, you had to oil it. Right. I never had dandruff in my head, but for some reason, my beard, I would get it. So you have to get like the certain shampoos that they make, and then oil it. So there's some maintenance to it. But like, I haven't trimmed it in a couple weeks, and it's getting really long again. I mean, it grows really. Like, I had it down to here at one point.
Really?
It was like down to my chest, and I was like, "Oh crap, man! I should probably trim it." Well, I mean, for about 4 months, we didn't go anywhere, right? We couldn't go anywhere. Well, I live in Florida. If it wasn't for family pressure, I'd probably be out every day.
Yeah.
But for 4 months, I just let it And now I don't really go anywhere now. Like I work 6 days a week, and on my one day off, I should be doing stuff, and I pass out.
Yeah.
I watch The Boys, or I get caught up on a Stranger Things or whatever I'm watching these days.
Yeah,
I don't know when the last time I read a book.
I've watched a couple episodes of The Boys. Is it worth like getting deep diving into?
I'm stuck. So even if the show goes south, I'm gonna watch it all the way to the end, just like I did with Game of Thrones.
I heard they're doing a sequel to that show. They're doing a sequel to Game of Thrones.
There's a sequel. Well, there's a prequel coming out.
There's a prequel, but there's also in talks of a sequel.
Yes, I saw the Jon Snow thing.
Yeah,
I was like, I don't know where you're gonna go with it, but okay, I'll watch it. It's just one of those things, like Ring of Thrones. What's that movie? Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
They were coming out with a TV show, and I'm kind of worried that it's gonna get very political stuff. It's gonna happen. I'm like, can you just give me a damn fantasy story without telling me a bunch of other crap I think
it's going to be set before like The Hobbit. I think they're
yeah, I think it's a prequel too. I think it's a prequel
between like that storyline, which was a really good storyline. So
I'm sure it is. I'm just over the whole prequel thing. It's like, why not just give me that stuff first?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they have to go with what's popular first, you know.
Well, I mean, I didn't know what Lord of the Rings was when I watched it. Someone drugged me to go see that movie, and then I made fun of it for like the first 15 minutes of it. I'm not gonna lie, like I'm a nerd too, but like my nerd stuff is Star Wars, Marvel movies, and Marvel comic books when I was a kid, you know. But it's like back then, if you play video games, you were a nerd, right?
Right. Yeah. Can you? Oh, by the way, just a sidebar. I'm friends. Remember Joe from the wedding?
Which one's Joe? I was pretty hammered.
You can't miss Joe because it was you.
Which one was
Leo. Joe, Leo, you.
You got to remind me. Oh, the good one. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay. His son, Nick.
Why did you leave off with that? You just said, you remember Joe. I'm like, dude, you gave me such a average white guy name. I'm supposed to just... If you say, hey, you remember that Asian cat, Chris? Everyone's going to remember that. Or, hey, his Beaver, you know who that is. That's going to stick in their head.
True.
You just say, hey, remember that guy, Joe?
It's like, that's pretty out there. There was a lot of people that could have been named Joe in that wedding.
Do you know how many people I've met in my lifetime, sir? That's probably also named Joe.
That's true. That's true. That's fair. His son, Nick, has a friend that's actually a professional e-gamer.
Good for him.
Yeah, man.
I dig it, dude. It blows my mind that people watch other people play games, though.
Video games.
Like, yeah, like I watch it if I'll catch myself doing it, but I don't watch it for entertainment value. I watch it for like tutorials. Like, I don't really care what this guy's got to say, but I'm like, man, more power to you, bro. Like, if people are watching, clearly there's an audience for it, because otherwise Twitch wouldn't exist, and whatever the Discord. That's just a
Discord
chat.
Yeah.
That's
Discord,
just a platform.
I thought Discord was that too. I don't know.
I thought that was like a chat. I thought there was like a Slack competitor.
It probably is. I can't keep.
I have no idea.
Crap. I can't keep it all.
I always love when you interview for a job. Like, oh, are you familiar with blah blah blah? I'm like, no, but I'm pretty sure it's the same thing as what I've been dealing with all my life.
It's probably the same thing as like AOL Messenger and like Instagram, and
you guys just added a few more bells that I'm not accustomed to, but I'll figure it out. I get it.
Just throw me in there. Let's get this. Let's get it weird. Let's go.
First off, I'm yellow, so you just give us technology. We'll figure this shit out.
Yeah, just give me a damn Rubik's cube.
give me 2 hours. This thing will be my bitch.
That's the funny thing about Evie, though. She is so inquisitive and curious about stuff, and so she's figuring things out like really, really quickly, and she's just now too. I'm just like, my God.
Well, this is that age where they're gonna start soaking in information.
Yep. And that's exactly what I was about to say. Soaking it all in. That's exactly what she's doing. Like literally, I'm watching it with my own two eyes. I'm just, this is amazing.
Get that Asian brain functioning for your math now, man, because she'll soak it all in. And get her brain thinking in what do you call it? In more of a problem-solving type of way right away. So she's going to be able to be a good think outside the box to fix shit, because that's what life is going to be about.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Well, this is one of the things, like one of her earlier expressions she uses all the time. I think of it and it's so cute. She goes, I fix it. I'm like, okay, baby, you fix it.
So does Jill you guys let her be social with other people, or you kind of keep her contained because of everything?
We used to, but here now lately, I would say May is the first time we actually took her to church, and we had such a good experience with it. What they would normally do is they would just take her and put her with the other kids. But, we explained, hey, this is her first time to church. This is actually our first time back to church. So they actually put us in a private room and let her experience church. And so we just I had a room with just her. And then so the next week she did with the little childcare thing. And then ever since then, and that's what brought us back to church. Jill's like, I actually look forward to going to church again. And I'm like, that's a miracle, because but we had her 2-year-old birthday party. We had more people over. She's getting around more and more people, and so Jill's grown past the fear of COVID. Growing past it.
My sister's still
really
hard. Yeah, I mean, every day it's like the only thing I get from her is something about it. I'm like, at this point, I don't. Right. What are you gonna do? Live the rest of your life in a box? What do you want to do?
No, I mean, you're gonna get it. It's like the
one good thing that's happened is I get to work from home, and I fucking love it.
It's awesome.
The only thing I hate about because I get my energy from being around other people. That's just
you do.
Me. I'm a social busybody, I guess you would say. But
you definitely.
One thing I hate doing the most, driving in traffic, because that's like I don't have to get ready for work. I brush my teeth in the morning. Sometimes I forget. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. But you're not face to face with somebody, so it doesn't matter.
I'll be waking up 10 minutes before I gotta clock in. You know what I mean? I enjoy that. I hate driving in traffic. So I'm like, that's an hour, 2 hours of my life I get back every day.
Right. Exactly. I hate.
What do I do with that 2 hours? Absolutely fucking nothing. So, but I could cook. I don't have to worry about paying for lunch. It's all here, so I could.
No gas cost.
No, very minimal. In the last year, I think I'm going to be selling my car on Friday finally. I think I've driven since I changed my oil in December, I have driven 87 miles in that vehicle.
Wow.
So I am.
Wow.
Because I Uber places so it's like.
Yeah.
What the hell do I need this car for? It's just an added expense. I'm just dumping it now just to help bulk up that investment accounts.
There you go.
Give that a year and see where everything kind of falls, and
it'll fall. It depends on what you're investing in. It'll fall on the right side. We're entering into a bear market, probably.
Well, I think the bear market is here, sir. I don't think we're entered into it.
It's not as severe as it could be. I was talking to somebody that does investments, and interest rates are supposed to be at 8% typically. So we're still way below that. So
what is it? I don't even know what it is now. I haven't been following it lately.
Wall Street Journal Prime's at 4.75 right now,
which is not awful, but still pretty high.
Yeah, so we got another 3.25 to get there. So
yeah, well, they were talking about the sky was falling, and so people panic when you tell them that, right? So but what happens when they sell all that shit?
It's very cheap to buy.
But the people who have the money will now take the loss, and then they can go buy more. I'm like, you guys just made rich people richer, you assholes. Thank you.
That's right. Because when fear enters in, people.
But also, if you're making money on it, I don't have any problem with people.
Yeah.
It's just all the shit that when people come out and because I bought into some of the stuff too, the investment advice, and because I was new to it, I had no knowledge of what to do. So I'm kind of just, so if I start seeing reputable like people, a lot of positive reviews, which I'm not even someone who even appreciates reviews because of the crap that I see on there all the time, like people complaining about their Samsung case not fitting on an iPhone, things like that, and I'm just like, or people leaving bad reviews for a restaurant, but they meant for Grubhub to have the bad review. It's like, no, you just rated the restaurant poorly. Dum. But anyway, I got into this thing that's an annual membership, those newsletter things, and I bought a lot of those stocks that they were promoting, and a couple of them have actually done really well, but most of them have shit right now. So,
when I can, I'll send you my portfolio. My portfolio is no, I've sent it to you.
You sent it to me before. Yeah, you've done pretty good.
Yeah, I've done okay. That's just a mess around thing. So that's the thing about when it comes to that kind of stuff. I invest in things that ultimately I understand the value of the company, and I can look at the balance sheet and income statement and understand what it's showing. But that's just the banking side of me.
Well, I don't have any of that experience.
Well, that's why you have me as a friend. So you'd pick that crap up so quick, man. You'd be so good at it.
I just wish I had more time to really focus on it. I think that would be, because right now my spare time is literally playing NBA 2K, and I don't play online. I don't play online with nobody. Well, I don't play with. I build my franchises. Like I play off, but I don't sim them. I play all my games. Like I am that person.
Yes, you do.
Right.
I build my a lot like.
That's why
the love of the franchise and the GM, the trade,
and
all that.
I'll play 12-minute quarters, 82 games. I'll play the entire playoffs. Like it's.
Yes.
Like I'm just that weird, and then I'll pick up something else. Like I got into Fallout 4. That game's like 10 years old. But I really like games where you can. There's just so much to it. Like
world.
Yeah, there's just a lot going on.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised that Hollywood's not picked up on this yet, and that's the median. I think that people really are, because the game's production value from when we had video games to what it is now.
God.
I mean, you're talking about like movie level type scripts. It's the like
the engines on those things too are just.
Oh, now it's insane. We thought PlayStation was the shit. Remember that?
Yes. I remember playing Final Fantasy VII like on PlayStation, and then they came out with the revised version of the Final Fantasy VII. I'm like, my God, the graphics are so good.
Yeah. But like even those games, like the plot lines are like nothing compared to like anything that you see now. And it's I don't have enough time to go through all these, so I'm trying to play one game at a time, and it's like I always get wrapped back up in NBA 2K again.
Yeah.
And then I got into NHL. I didn't know they had an NHL 2K game. I'm like, let's have at that. That's a little slower on the progression train, just because I haven't invested enough time. Like when I first got NBA 2K22, I was like, this game is garbage, man. You can't do shit. Blah 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 blah. But now you learn the little nuances, and it's kind of crazy how quickly that turns. Like when I first got this game, I could not do shit. Yeah. I could not shoot. I could not pass. I couldn't do. I was like, this is way too damn hard.
This
is way too damn. But then you figure out the quirks. You know the animations that you're looking for, and it's like.
Do you have an Xbox One? What Xbox do you have?
Well, I got the newer, smaller one, the S, because that's the only one available.
Okay.
I thought about getting a PlayStation, but I'm like, everything I have is on Xbox, so it's like I don't really care about the arguments people have over that shit. I'm like,
I don't have any interest in all that crap.
Like I always love that. It's like, oh god, but PlayStation is so much better, or Xbox is so good. It's like, why does that fucking matter? Like, when is this gonna?
It doesn't. It really doesn't.
What games do you play, sir?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have that online community that you like to play with? Xbox is probably your better bet.
Yeah. it's amazing to see that, because when Xbox first came out, remember that big old clunky box looking thing, the way it was
I
designed?
still have it. Just, along with my Nintendo, my Sega Genesis. Well, my Super Nintendo got taken, so I don't have that anymore, and my Nintendo 64. But of all the things to get stolen, right? Like
Yeah,
the
that's
Super
a weird.
Nintendo, bro. Like
That's
I don't.
uh
I'm like okay. But now that shit's worth money, so it's like, oh fuck, I didn't know that. But there's some games on the N64 I mess with, like the Mario stuff. But
Did you ever play GoldenEye?
I did. That was the first game I got for it.
Really?
Very first game I got for it. And then I got all the shitty games that came out for it later. But it was between that and the PlayStation. I'm like, yeah, let's go with the Nintendo. And whoops. In college, I rectified that and bought both the Xbox and the PlayStation.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
But I haven't done. I don't have enough time to get into both things. I'm
right,
like, I'm just
exactly.
sticking with. I'm used to the Xbox, so I'm just gonna keep buying Xbox.
Exactly.
Unless something else comes out.
It has
Cool
to
that
be
I should get.
special. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Google tried to come out with their streaming platform.
Oh yeah.
The
Stadion or whatever it's called.
which is but the implementation of it was just awful. And
Right.
but now that they were picking up some steam there, but now Microsoft is pretty much going to crush it, right? Because they already have the game platform.
Yeah.
They're already doing it with the Game Pass.
Yeah.
Now they're trying to come up with a little damn USB stick, and you just plug it in, boom, you already got the controller. Oh shit, you're set.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do you compete with that? They got more money than. Well, I don't know if they got more money than Google.
But they got the market presence. They dominate.
Yeah, they've been in gaming for what, a decade now. Sony's been doing it for almost 20 years, more than 20 years.
It's just crazy that Sega just does not even exist. I mean, you'll see the brand.
Well, they make games. They make games.
They're completely demolished.
Well, they marketed poor. I mean, that was the better platform when it came out, right? The Dreamcast.
Yeah, Dreamcast.
I remember loving that thing.
Yeah, man. The old Sega Genesis.
That was my favorite one. I was like, why do I even have this Nintendo? Like, but Super Nintendo had better games, though. I'm not gonna lie. If I remember correctly, like I love the Legend of Zelda, so I was
Legend of Zelda, Star Fox.
Well, was that Super Nintendo?
Yep. Donkey Kong Country.
I didn't really play Donkey Kong. The 3D. You're talking about the 3D one, or not 3D?
Killer Instinct.
I didn't play it on console. I only played that at the arcade.
Oh, yeah.
I only played that at the same thing with Mortal Kombat. I didn't mess with the damn console games for those.
So much fun.
I preferred the arcade version so much more.
And that's
back when that was still a thing. Well, now they still have them. They're Dave & Buster's and whatever competitors that they have. But which I still have fun at those.
Yeah,
I still have fun at those. But it's like you don't have to put quarters in it anymore. You just got to swipe your little card.
Oh man, it's so weird. I remember going into Diamond Gems or Aladdin's Castle, putting in that dollar clock, and getting the total tokens, and
like you try not to mess with the games that cost $1 because you want to be there as long as possible.
Yeah.
Back when we were broke little 10-year-olds.
Yeah. Did you ever go into the arcades in Korea?
No, I don't remember if I did. I was 5 when we got there, and I left before my 8th birthday.
Okay. So
and then when I went back in 2008, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
I didn't. I was too busy going.
Yeah.
I did visit a PC bomb because I wanted to see what that was about, which was nuts, by the way, because people are literally like passing the fuck out, and they're there for like 3 straight days or some shit. Like you can smell the funk on people. Like it when was the last time you guys showered? Like,
This is not normal.
but they all that's when StarCraft first. Yeah, StarCraft was just like the game, and I thought I'm sitting here thinking I'm pretty good at StarCraft, and I'm looking at these dudes, and I'm like, I'm not fucking with any of these people. They're not even looking at the screen. Like I'm still like, I'm like looking at it. They're like they're talking to other people. They're doing whatever. They're doing other things. They're playing another game at the same time. I'm like, I'm not stepping in on this.
No.
I'm gonna sit over here like a stupid American.
It makes sense though, because when I was 7 or 8, I remember Dad and the guy that I called Uncle Mike and Sungi, they would go off and go to the bars or whatever to go drink, and they'd give us, I don't know how much in what was the currency over there? I can't remember, but it was enough.
We're in Korea?
Yeah. Was it the won?
Oh,
it wasn't the won.
I should know this.
It's okay. It's okay if you don't.
Wow. I'm actually really tired, so I do not know.
Oh, well, it's all right, man.
We have this thing called Google right at our fingertips, but I am so lazy right now. I'm not going to even type it.
I don't. But we would be at.
If someone does watch this stuff, they're going to be like, these two dumb Asian guys do not know. Someone's going to say something stupid like, oh, they don't know their own currency? No, my currency is the US dollar, sir.
Yeah, I live in America. And
yeah, or Bitcoin, which I sorely hate that I got into.
You'll be fine. Yeah, no. And also too, why would I know the Korean currency? Because I'm actually Thai, you racist bastards. You know?
Does this sound like I'm from a foreign country?
Do I sound like I speak with an Asian accent?
I have actually had to say, well, someone goes, well, you're clearly an American. I'm like, what the hell? What?
What's that?
Well, they couldn't wrap their head around that I'm mixed, right?
Right.
Like, well, you clearly look Asian. I was like, well, no shit, but I'm mixed with my dad is a Caucasian male.
When last time with Beaver, there is a possibility that I might be part Native American.
No, that's already been proven to be one. That's European. It's all European. Really? I don't want to go through the whole logistics of it, but it's definitely European. Yeah.
You're definitely European? Nice.
Well, I am not. My ancestry is.
Well, you are, because it's part of your bloodline. So yeah.
No, sir. No, sir. I sit here on the United States of America, so I am what they call American. What, fourth or third generation? Yeah, third generation.
Well,
when they all came here from Germany, I know it's hard to believe with this physical appearance.
that does blow people's minds. I bet, like, you're not German.
Yeah. German, Irish. I always love when I leave. People always ask, what is your ethnicity? And I always tell them like German, Irish, and they're like, no. I'm like, oh, those are part of me.
It's in the bloodline, so you know.
I can't help it that Korean thing just dominated everyone else on there. I
can't help it. Asia dominates everything, you know.
Yeah, we just for some reason that's the physical appearance God said this is what he needs to look like. We're gonna go with it
because it's gonna make a very interesting talking point.
Yep. He's gonna have a lot of identity crisis growing up as a kid. Do you speak any of the foreign languages? No. Should I? Do I need to be speaking a foreign language?
It's like
I do wish my experience in Korea was a lot better than maybe I would have kept speaking.
Right.
Korean.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand that one either because of the mixed thing with them. Back in the 80s, they were very anti mixed babies.
Yeah.
And they can like see that I'm not Korean. Like,
oh yeah.
Not just by my physical appearance, but just by my mannerisms.
How you behave. Yeah. If I go over to Thailand now, I would stand out like a sore thumb very quickly.
Well, I mean, you're about their height, so that should be. You're too light skinned, brother.
Yeah. Well, more dark skinned than my daughter. My daughter is very fair skinned
Oh,
compared to me.
I hope so. She's half white. Your wife is very. What's the word I'm looking for?
Caucasian.
Here is the color of your wife's skin.
The best part is it froze right at this moment. Oh my God, that's funny. It froze for the longest time with you holding that controller there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we're gonna get canceled before we even started, sir.
Oh no, that's like I said, it's
Remember, you invited me. I told you this might be a bad idea.
I don't think it's a bad idea at all. Have you seen any of the previous episodes?
I haven't seen it in a while. I'm not gonna lie.
There was one episode that I was like, yeah, this is more my speed. It was more of a, it was it was Jackie was on it. My old roommate Chris was on it, and that was, to me, was a fun episode. I was like, it was fun. So this is a good episode.
I wanted to talk to you too about something, but I think we'll talk about that when we're not recording.
Okay.
I'm gonna be doing some work travel, meaning I'm gonna be traveling and working at the same time. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because as long as I have an internet connection, I don't really need to be anywhere specific. So
that means you might be traveling up north.
I'm gonna see if a train ride would be cost effective because I don't want to drive, and I don't want to. I definitely don't want to fly right now because
I wish a train came through Montgomery. They were in talks of doing that, but I don't know if it does.
I don't know where. I've never done it before, so
it's fun. It's fun.
I've seen some costs. It's kind of expensive if you want to have your own thing, which is definitely something I'm going to want.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not going to be on here hovering over. What do I look Chinese to you, sir? No.
I
like my personal
a
space.
Euro trip in a train car.
Yeah. I can't do that. If it was with like people I knew, it wouldn't be so bad. But like, and obviously that's a shorter trip. But like, if I'm going to be sleeping somewhere, I want my own bed.
Yes, your own space.
I want my own space. I don't even care about the bathroom. I'll use the public one. I just want my own.
Yeah, exactly.
Want my own sleeping quarters, sir.
Yeah.
I priced one out for New York, and it was like, if you wanted all the fancy bells and whistles, it was like $1,400 round trip. And I was like, damn, bro.
I mean, shit,
that's a
3-hour flight. It's a 3-hour flight, but you may not come back on time because of all the work shortages, right? So, and if the labor shortage is short on the staffing of the plane, what's the damn inspection process like right now?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And I've already got a fair flight, so it's like, dude, I'm good.
Yeah. Huh.
I've never liked being on top of other people either when you're doing coach and all that. So it's like.
Now, Jill, in her last plane trip, she said, hey, I've never flown first class before. It's like, well, do it. She did. She's like, oh, I really liked it. I'm like, I know.
Even getting the taste of business class on an international trip, like I was like, what is this all about? I mean, because you got your liquor anyway when you're on an international flight. But then it's like now the meals have stepped up its game along with the alcohol.
Oh my!
And the personal space. You know, I can stretch my legs out. I have my own little cubby corner.
Yeah.
This is back when you couldn't turn your phone on at all the whole time you're on the flight.
Right.
But it's like, man, this was like a whole new thing. I'm like, this is the only way I fly now. And I'm like, how much does that cost? $5,000? No, I will go back and coach it. It's hard when you're, especially on a 17, 18-hour flight.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there on coach, and I always sat next to the smallest human being that needed to occupy the most amount of space. And this is back when I was still working out a lot, and I've always been pretty broad,
bulky. Yeah.
But like back then, I was sticking out a little more.
Yeah.
But even then, I always kind of like I was trying to be respectful to everybody, and I would always kind of slouch in a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's very uncomfortable on a 17-hour flight.
Yeah.
But then I'll never forget this shit when I was flying home from Hong Kong,
Mm-hmm.
and I was flying to New York, and then I'm sitting here thinking, oh my god, I'm about to get a whole row by myself. Because it happened a few times. I'm like, oh yes, I'm about to get this whole row to myself. And then lo and behold, this little Filipino dude plops right next to me. I'm like, dude, there's no one on the other side of the bench. You know what I mean? We're sitting in the middle. We're in the middle row, and the whole rest of the aisle is open. Like you can go sit on the other side.
Why are we doing this to each other?
That's what I'm saying. Like, hey man, do you mind scooting down to that end? So, if we lay down, I guarantee if I lay down, I'm not touching you at all. You're like 4'4", man. Like you can just hang out over in that corner.
Well, maybe he's the type of person that gets lonely and wants that human.
But he sat right next to me, man, and he was like, and he stuck his elbows out. I'm like, are you trying to prove a point, brother? Like, my leg is bigger than you, bro. Like, get out of here, man.
I know you're 4'4" and you got a Napoleon complex, but give me a break.
Yeah, it's like, first off, I don't mess with you guys because I've seen you people fight. I'm good. Like, I'm not here trying to prove anything, but you are tiny, sir. I need you. And then
please.
On top of that, there's 2 seats open right over there. Please. I actually ended up moving instead. I was like, please don't follow me. Please don't. But I wonder what was going through his head, though, because I was like, did he think that I just don't like you or something? Like, I don't know. But I'm like, I just want to sleep, man. It's got a long flight. I've been served 7 cocktails before we've been left the tarmac, man. Like,
I'm ready to get some good rest now. Leave me alone.
I think that one time someone gave me Ambien once to pass out, or is it Ambien or whatever? I don't take a lot of sleeping medications, but apparently you're not supposed to mix that with alcohol, and I just downed a whole thing of it because I can't. I hate flying, and I had to do it.
Well, yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I don't.
You would think I'd be over it with all the international miles I have.
You should be over it, yeah.
But nope, I don't know. Still have.
You get anxious about it or something?
If turbulence starts to happen, that's when I really start to get nervous.
Really?
The last flight I took was to New York, and the landing gear apparently was not functioning. So we had to land at I can't remember where we were supposed to land originally. I want to say we were supposed to land in JFK. I can't remember because it was kind of ruining my plans for the check-in to the hotel and all that stuff like that. But anyway, long story short, I couldn't hear it because they leveled off as they're braking, or not braking. What do you call it? They're
landing.
Changing altitude very quickly, and then when they were kind of doing that thing before they coast into the landing strip. Well, we never broke, like we kind of dropped pressure real quick, pressure, and then so you know how you got that popping or that ear full sensation. That's actually happened, but it never went away because we stopped. We didn't keep going down. So the pressure was just stuck in my head, and then I couldn't. And then the intercom happened, and the pilot was saying that our landing gear was messed up, and I'm sitting there like all I hear is peanuts, the peanuts teaching, and that's all I'm hearing. It's like wah 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 wah, and I'm like looking at my friend. I'm like, what's going on? I can't fucking hear shit right now. And then I still couldn't understand. She was saying something, and I'm like, yeah, you just sound like the Peanuts character too, and you're sitting right next to me.
That's not good.
But then we landed, and that's when everyone tells us, like, oh my fucking god, I'm glad I couldn't hear shit, because I'd be freaking I would have punched somebody in the face, like something would have happened. Like,
I
would have broke my armrest.
Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, that was the last flight. That was the last flight I've taken. That was 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
It was for my birthday in 2017.
Nice.
New York. Went to the city.
Nice.
We had a good time. I always have a good time in New York. I couldn't live in New York.
No.
It reminds me of, and it's funny when I say this and when people scoff at it, but it reminds me of living in China a lot. Because you're on top of everything.
I can see that. Yeah.
I'm from Florida. I like space. Like I'm so used to it. And what's funny is like when I lived in China, like there was plenty of space, but people still lived like
Yep.
they were always on top of each other. There was just so many people too, but they were always. It would blow my mind. Like we would go to a park, right, and it's just wide open field, and then there'd be patches where there's nobody there, and if you plop over in that spot, guaranteed 4 or 5 people are just going to show up out of nowhere and be like, this seems like the right place to be. I'm like, you got like yards of distance between that you could have just picked anything. Like, but this is the spot that you decided, hey, I want to be part of whatever group this is.
Yeah,
today.
It's a communal tribal thing.
Like, we don't even speak the same language. I have no idea what you people are saying.
So what do you think about that? It's like, I don't know what you're saying. You're saying it in Chinese.
Yeah. They always knew one English word, and it's usually the word fuck. That's one. That was always fun. And they would always say it out of context, which was awesome.
Wait,
but I don't think they knew what it meant. Okay. And like most words in the English language, there's multiple contexts is what
right.
You know, that word could be used for 2 different things.
Right. Yeah.
But they would say like it would mean like hello at times, and I'm like, because we do say that, like we would throw in that as an adjective.
Yeah.
Hey, how the fuck are you doing? You know, shit like that. Like, so then they would just think that's hello. That's how you say hello. I'm like, you got to get to know them a little bit before you just throw that out there, because they're going to be like, that's aggressive as shit. But the concept was lost on it, but it was funny. It was a good time. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed my time when I lived there. Fun. How did we get on that?
I'm glad. Well, it just came up. Well, flying, and then New York, and people being on top of each other. Yeah.
Japan's like that too. Oh my god, you got to go there. You got to go there once. You got to check it out one time.
I want to go once, just once, yeah.
And you got to go for at least a couple. Well, I don't know if your wife would be able to handle it for a couple weeks, because I feel like she would have the biggest culture shock out of that.
Yeah, she'd probably. We were talking about a trip to Thailand, and if we do go, we go.
Yeah, but you're not. But you're not going to Bangkok though. You're going there for one day, maybe. Especially since you have a baby, you're not going there really. You're just going there to go to the next airport.
Yeah.
If we went there for like a couple guys thing, we go there for 24 hours. That's it. We go there for 24 hours.
Not in Bangkok. I got you.
Yeah, that's it. And everything else is going to happen. But I can't imagine that people live there. Like they hang out there all the time.
Yes.
I'm like, this is just a cesspool of what the whole time. And then I could not handle that for multiple days.
No.
It's still cheap to live there, by the way. Your dad's plan is still very well worked.
It was a great plan. It really If he hadn't gotten cancer, that was going to happen. They were going to make that move.
They still talk about it right now. That it's still relatively cheap to get a lot of square footage for what you pay for. Yeah. And the cost of living is still retirement. You can live there with your retirement money comfortably.
Yeah. I'd have to find a way I'd have to get a connection, but I'd find a way.
I thought your uncle was
estate over there.
I thought your uncle was general.
Yeah, he is.
So there's your connection, sir.
Well, yeah, I know. I don't know. I'd have to.
Your mom needs to make one. Your mom needs to make one phone call, and all your life dreams will come true tomorrow.
Well, I don't know if you knew this, but she's in Thailand until July 6th.
She gets to travel freely back and forth through there?
Yeah.
Your mom's a U.S. citizen too, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But she kept both. She kept
Yes.
both.
She's got both.
I didn't know my mom just went U.S. I didn't know she
Oh, really?
got rid of her Korean citizen because when she flew back there after COVID started lifting a little bit, it was a whole fucking ordeal to get her to go home.
Really?
And I'm like, and because she has a U.S. passport, not a Korean passport.
Yeah, yeah. You know, she's
I'm
got
like,
a Thai passport too.
Yeah, I don't know if they started doing visas. You had to pay for a visa to go to Korea, and I'm like, since when did you need a visa to go to Korea as an American citizen? But I didn't know if Thailand did the same thing.
I think so. I don't know. I just know that she's got her American passport and she's got her Thai passport too. So
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, if I was born in a situation, I wish I would have something like that. But
oh yeah,
when I was traveling everywhere, that U.S. passport took me a lot of places that some other folks couldn't go to, and I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, it's a golden ticket, man.
Well, I mean, back then I was the world traveler. Back then,
yeah,
that was fun.
Do you still have your passport with all the stamps on it and stuff?
I fucking lost it.
Oh,
no. So I had to buy 2 books or 3 books. I had it back then, and you couldn't.
Wow.
They stopped adding pages at one point, and then you had to buy a whole new book. So I keep them because I always laugh because you can always tell when you got to China, and you can see because everyone else is very, very what's the word I'm looking for? Considerate. Because they know there's only so many pages and you have to buy the book. So US would put it here, Canada put it right here.
Yeah.
Where else did I go? Japan, everything was very neat and orderly, and then you get to China, it's like stamp in the middle. Oh, there's a whole page not being used. We're gonna stamp right in the middle of it. I'm like, you fucking assholes. Like so I would make them stamp around it. I'm like, hey man, this is the China page. You guys use this one right here. Like, but I'd be in and out of that country so much, like the book filled up.
Good.
Because I didn't have a work visa. I had a tourist visa, so I had to leave to Hong Kong.
Right.
And like an little illegal immigrant that I was the whole time.
But you still have all 3 of them, or you just have one of them?
No, I lost them all. I lost the 2. I lost the original one. I think it was probably when I came back because there was a whole box. I don't know why I put it in a box. Or no, I have a suitcase that never made it. That's what it was.
Oh.
I had like 7 suitcases. Dude, I moved. Like when I moved from China, I moved. Like it was like too many boxes. I tried to get rid of a bunch of shit. You never saw me when I would travel, and I got pulled by TSA once because it would be cold outside, but I'm in there with like a tank top and shorts because I knew I'm in flip flops, and I'm landing in Florida. It's 92 degrees. For some reason, everything else around here is in the 50s. So I'm like, I would have my laptop bag, and that's it. I had clothes in China, I had clothes in the States, so it's like I didn't need that. Once I get to where I'm going, or I'll buy some when I get there. That's it. Right. And I'm like,
so TSA pulled you?
TSA pulled me because I had no suitcase. I didn't check in a suitcase, and you're like, you're going on a 24-hour excursion, and you're not bringing any luggage. It's like, no, sir. I travel back and forth, as you can see from my passport. I travel quite a bit back and forth, and they were like, we're gonna need to hold you for another. I'm like, dude, if you hold me beyond my flight time, I'm gonna murder somebody. And that was probably the worst choice of words that I could have ever had. Yeah, I mean, I was already tired. You got off the first leg was a 17-hour flight to New York, or 14 hours or whatever it was direct, and then I had the last leg was from New York to Orlando, and then or wherever I was going. It could be Chicago or whatever. It was so funny. I just remember when I said that, I was like, oh shit. Here we go. But that's not the first time I got pulled by TSA. The first time was when I was flying to China, the very first time.
Yeah.
I had because I had knee surgery a couple years before that.
Oh no.
And I had I brought my knee brace with me, but I wore it
at the time because my knee was bothering the shit out of me. So
Right.
it was supposed to be titanium if I remember correctly, but then I set off the damn metal detector, and I wore jeans like an idiot, and I'm sitting there like trying to undo my I'm literally I got third what was it, like 20 minutes I had to catch my flight, and I've never flown to San Francisco at the time before, so I'm like I had no idea where the hell I'm going. I'm trusting to make sure I make my international flight. That's when I first got hired. I had no idea who the hell I'm meeting on the other side. There's no social media presence.
Originally,
my awesome people skills, sir, as a bartender.
Yeah, that's it. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
Sometimes I wish I didn't leave, and then there's moments like COVID that I'm really glad I'm not there anymore.
Yeah,
you really start to experience you'll see the way that our freedoms here are a lot different than over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Complain about our freedoms and then go to a country that's kind of like America, but when the going gets tough, not America.
Yeah. You start to, you're locked down. You're locked down. You're not leaving your house. Like
no.
my friends were telling me about that. They still lived there, and they were like, "There's nobody on the streets." I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When I drove the 1 or 2 times when everything was closed, loved it. Got everywhere super fast.
I did too.
I got from here to Tampa right now. If I went during the peak hours of the day, it'd probably take me almost 3 hours right now with traffic.
Wow.
And I got there and there was no cops on the road, so I'm going 100. I think I got to Tampa, it should have been at least a minimum of 1 hour and 30 minutes if you map it. And then I got there in an hour or 55. I think one time I got there in 55 minutes. I was like,
that's awesome.
I'm kind of liking this nobody on the road thing.
It was a lot easier to travel, but then everything was kind of shut down as far as when you wanted to go have a good decent drink or decent bite.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to every now and then I would go visit a friend or something like that.
Yeah.
Obviously very closed off. You didn't want to put anyone in danger with anything else. So.
No, of course not.
And we didn't know what was happening. No one knew
how bad it was going to be or what
the future ramifications of this is going to be. So I mean, I wasn't worried about myself because I still have yet to get it. I'm obviously a little more careful, but I'm not overly crazy, especially when I had a couple cocktails.
Right.
Because then you just lose all sense of reality at that point.
But you really do.
But I mean, I still think because when I was there, the SARS thing was still rampant, and I think maybe I was exposed to that, even though I never showed any symptoms of it.
Right.
Maybe that has something to do with why I have yet to contract, because I've been around situations where other people got it.
Yeah.
At the same place that I went to, and I did not get it because I've been tested 27 times now in the last. Every time I go to a doctor's office, I get tested for it.
Yeah. Huh.
So I'm I know for a fact I don't have it. The antibodies don't even show up. They're you've never gotten this before. And I'm like, no one's diagnosed me with it yet. And they're like, oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, we've a couple people around here have gotten it and stuff, and it's not. It is, if you've got comorbidities, it is highly risky. But now it's so far in the variant level that you get it.
Yeah, it's basically turning into the cold flu now. From what I understand about it, I'm not a doctor, so I hope no one. I'm gonna be calling Spectrum in the morning.
Okay.
Because this is not good. If this is happening here, I swear to God, all day I've had no latency issues because I work with everything I do is
every day what you do
online, And of course, the company I work for doesn't have the most optimized remote software to utilize, and things typically crash. But it's not usually me that's crashing; it's them crashing.
Well, we did have issues when we played NBA 2K against each other.
That's before I bumped my data speeds by triple from last time we played.
Okay.
And I had them give me the new Billy Badass stuff that they have, and they rewired apparently my box that was corroding. I'm like, when was last time someone came out here? It's like, you guys see my phone records with you? I think I've called you once in 20 years. Last time you guys were here, this house was built, sir. Like, I have no idea.
That's funny. Oh my god.
1997. You guys were like 3 companies ago since the last time you guys visited.
Yeah. Charter, Spectrum. I just remember when I used to have companies ago. Remember Singular Wireless?
Yeah. That still pops up as the and I only know this because when I worked for Spectrum, when people were porting phone numbers, you'd see the originating
company,
and it would say Singular. And I'm like, holy shit, I ain't seen Singular. But it's really funny. I was just like Singular. What else? There was another one.
Altel.
Not all that. Before Altel too. Or actually, no, Altel and this company was around the same time.
Yeah.
The one with the little purple alien. I had that. That was my first phone.
Oh,
and then Verizon and all that.
Yeah.
Kind of became one company.
Took it all over. Yeah. Man.
Still had the same carrier since phone number since what 2001 or 2001 2001 2002 whenever Verizon started. That was like
wow.
I just remember when they were like customer service when I call in once every 10 years. They're like, oh, looks like we haven't spoken to you since 2009. And it's like, yeah, I just need to make sure that you guys aren't charging me for shit that I don't have. Well, there was a mix up around the holidays, and the phones I purchased required a trade-in, so I can get it for free. But yet, the actual phones that I was supposed to get were stuck in Memphis for some reason. And they delayed it by 3 weeks. So, there's a time frame in when you need to return your trade-in, so you don't get billed for the full retail price of the phone that you just bought. So I'm like, that was like the first and last time I called them in years. And then they're like, but I forgot that I on one of when you call in, your screen on their side it pops up with your identity and your passcode or whatever.
Right.
Thing. So one of the account managers on my account it says, if it's not Asian, it's not me. And I forgot I put that on there because I used to go to the store. Now you don't ever go to the store.
Yeah.
And I forgot I put it on there. My buddy works at Verizon, and I called to get my upgrade, and he was like, "Dude, you still have this on your account, bro?" I'm like, I forgot all about it. Man.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I put it on there like 10 years ago, man. Like,
yeah, it's like that's like 10 versions of me ago. Come on.
Yeah, I'm like the only person who doesn't go from carrier to carrier because I'm like, I don't feel like that seems like a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. Yeah, I've been with AT&T forever. I just,
Well, it's just I've been loyal to Verizon for one specific reason, and it was like it worked when I needed it, especially during the hurricanes around here. And then other carriers would just drop off. And then now with the 5G thing, I'm noticing that they don't have as much coverage here.
Yes, I've heard a lot about that with Verizon now.
But that's so now I'm like, do I consider a move or I don't know. But everything's on Wi-Fi. Everything's on Wi-Fi now, so it's like you don't even really need to worry about it half the time. But I notice it now that when I'm driving and I'm listening to music, and then it struggles with the switchbacks, and I'm like,
I've heard that consistently with Verizon now. That since the switch over to 5G, it hasn't been quite the same. So.
They've definitely banking on old school marketing tactics. Well, I thought that was true though. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Everyone's using my phone during a hurricane because they can't call out, and I'm like, all right, well. And now it's like, and back then they were expensive.
Right.
Remember that?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, they were still a little pricey, but not like astronomically over the top.
Right. I still remember the one time, like, I remember Dad was like, "Hey, I'm gonna give you this. You only use it in case of emergency."
Oh Jesus, yeah. Our first cell phone.
It's like, "Hey, Dad." I was like, "Why are you calling me?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"Well, we got in an accident."
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. My senior year of high school.
Yeah, man.
What a way to kick off the summer that year. No, actually, no. That was right into my senior year, I think, is when that happened.
It wasn't during the summer. I know it was during the summer.
I want to say it was like right when school started. You were visiting for some reason. Or no, you didn't start school yet. You were in college.
I can't remember.
You were going to, that's when you were going to that school in Virginia.
Are you sure? All I know is we
or you just got admitted. I think you just got admitted.
I just remember we were.
You got checked into a psych ward. What the hell is the name of that school?
Hampton-Sydney College.
Hampton-Sydney. I think you just got accepted and you were getting ready to go there, but you didn't start for like 3 weeks or something like that. So you came down to Florida for a little bit. Because we had Tim and his girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
In my car.
And we were going to see a movie, and then we would just left.
And we did.
Yeah. We left the movie.
I just got my license like 3 weeks before that.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah. I was 18 when I got my driver's license, and I decided to venture towards the Disney. Got in my first accident.
Your dad was saying he so wanted to kill you so bad.
Yeah.
It's like, how did you get the car accident? You're lying to me.
It's really funny though, because it's like you see kids now, and they're like, yeah. I mean, I saw one girl. Her leg was sticking out of the window. She's looking at her phone. And I'm like, I didn't even see a hand on the steering wheel. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I sped up and I raced by her. I'm like, I'm not getting, like, that girl's going to hit something. She's not paying attention to shit.
Right. Yeah, that's right. I can't imagine, man.
And that was not a Tesla. It's not driving itself. It's like a Mazda 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, that girl had no eyeballs on the road at all. I mean, that shit was in cruise control and she was just having fun.
I can't imagine kids nowadays.
Yeah, my buddy does that too. He'll show me YouTube clips while he's on the road. I'm like, dude, road.
It freaks me out because Jill, while she's driving, she'll like kind of look at me while she's talking to me. I'm like, keep your eyes on the road. I don't care.
I mean, I do that too, but we have widescreen vision, so we can still see everything.
Well, she does not, and I'm just like, please, just keep your eyes on the road. I'm listening. I promise you, I'm listening to you.
I mean, I do. I'm not gonna lie, I'm guilty of that too, but it's not the same. Like we've done it. I don't know. I feel like we've been driving. I have a
feeling if you were driving and I was riding shotgun with you, that you wouldn't do it the way she does it because it freaks me out. I mean, it's like, all right, it's like this. She's driving and she, like, her whole head.
Yeah, well, yeah,
like that. It freaks.
I don't want to. She's not the only female I've seen do that.
Well, I know. Well, it doesn't. I don't care, but I care when.
Yeah, but you're probably not like I have a friend of mine. She'll do that shit, and we're going 110 miles an hour.
Holy God.
And she's by far the worst driver I've ever been in and see with. We're to the point where I'm scared out of my mind. I don't say anything because that's just gonna set this conversation's not gonna go well. So I'm like, I'm not gonna say nothing. But if we get there, I'll be happy. But we're swerving it out of traffic. Like, why are you even cutting people off? Like, there's other cars. Like, you're going nowhere. You're just literally just some gratification in your head just by cutting this guy off.
Yeah.
Get one car in front of him.
And when I think about it, it's like, well, we're still going to get there one way or the other. I mean, we're maybe get there a couple minutes early. I mean, what the
That actually happened to me the other day. Like this guy cut me off just randomly. Like we're going 10 miles an hour on the road. Like what was the like? But he came flying off of the exit, and I was like, all right, you're gonna the merge lane is way up there, so I thought he was gonna go way up there, and he decided he was gonna get in front of me, and I was like, okay. Slammed on his brakes. I was like, all right, cool. And then he's doing the weave pattern.
Oh, God.
But then he got stuck, and I've been just sitting because I know like at a mile I need to turn right here, so I'm not going to deal with trying to get back in here. I'm just going to keep going.
Just go my way.
But I'm, traffic's going so slow I can pay attention to what the hell he's doing, and I'm like, this guy's just going back and forth, and he got stuck because the semi truck was on my side and couldn't cut him off. And I'm just driving by this dude, and I'm like, I'm like pointing and laughing the whole time. I'm like, go home, Yankee, saying all that shit. Yeah, that's me on the road. I've been screaming that a lot lately at people, and it really throws people off. Like they're like, go home, Yankee. What the? And I say it so southern.
Yeah.
Like I'd be like, go home, Yankee. And then like, not sure if that was really a southern accent just now, but I was just like, but I said it once, and I was like, what the fuck? Why did I say it like that?
You got a very neutral accent, so.
Yeah, people think I'm from California most of the time, but no. But if I get around enough southern folk, it comes out.
It comes out. It'll come out naturally. Like I noticed that in my voice now, I have a lot more of a southern accent than I used to.
I mean, you've been in Alabama for God knows how long, man.
Yeah, after enough time, but it used to be a lot more neutral. And then, if I go up north, it'll start kind of adjusting up north. But
another thing too is not to continue this conversation any longer, but like I would get a lot of New York a lot. Because there's certain words I say that people think I'm. Well, I also right now it's not a good example, but I will talk fast, and
yeah.
But most of my clients for a long time were Southerners, so I learned to gauge my
slow it down,
talking speed. But like with Northerners, like I get a hold of that, and I'll start talking like them.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is this happening?
Well,
my old boss was from Massachusetts, so I would talk like him, and I'm like, oh God, this is like the worst fucking accent in America, man. Like, I hate this. I'd rather you people think I'm stupid by talking like a Southern person than talk like a fucking Boston. Like, I hate that accent. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's different. It's a
different. There are consonants, and they have sounds.
Yeah.
It's not that's an R, sir. That's not an H.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll never forget that shit when some guy was like, "You need to learn how to speak English," but he said it like, "Oh God, I can't fucking replicate it now." But it's like, he's obviously this is in Boston. This is a long time ago. And he was like, "You need to learn how to speak English."
You gotta learn how to speak now. That
was not Australia, sir. That was Mississippi or wherever the hell you were trying to go with that.
I don't know. It's
there was some Louisiana in there too. I don't know what's going on with that.
It's something coming out. Maybe a little bit of Theo Vaughn,
Yeah, I don't know what you were trying to go with that. I do that all the time. Everything comes out Russian. Everything I do,
Russian.
Every accent I try, it comes out Russian every single time. Every single time. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, my friend.
I was about to say, buddy.
Yeah. Well, I turned my notifications off.
Oh, is that what it was? Because he's like, well, we'll do about 30 minutes this time. And I was like, well, we went past 30 minutes.
Yeah. I'm going to be nice and cranky for everybody for the next 12 hours tomorrow.
Yeah.
It was a good time, though, man. I enjoyed this.
Yeah.
I feel like we just recorded us just talking.
Well, yeah. I like it. I have fun with it.
We'll try to get a little more structure next time.
Maybe not.
All right. Well, this is a foray. I've been wanting to do something like this for a while. Obviously, I do not have a setup. This is just some old printer that I have and an old workout ball that I've never used.
This is the front office, the bookcase and the other bookcase. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I wanted to, make it look professional. The backdrops, maybe not have this cover. But yeah, we'll have to do it again.
Absolutely,
Maybe get
bro.
a nice little panel of people, and we'll talk about some other like dumb stuff.
Yeah. Well, we'll do something, man. And whenever you're ready to do your own thing, you let me know. We'll make that happen.
Roger.
I just want to watch you have somebody on be like, oh my god, here he goes.
Yeah, I gotta learn. I gotta know what to talk about, I guess, because I don't want to go completely off the rails.
Who says that's a bad thing? That's fun, man.
I do not, but I also don't want to get canceled in the first 7 seconds of.
Nah, you will get canceled. It's the internet.
But-
You get canceled.
But I'm gonna try to do some voice acting, though. We'll see how that goes.
Voice acting.
Yeah, because I don't want to work for people anymore.
Yeah, well, that's understandable.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. You get to record your voice for how long and how much does this pay? Yeah, this sounds a lot better.
Yeah, like the guy that is a Power Ranger, Johnny Young Bosch. He's a voice actor.
No, I have no range. This is it. I have no funny voices that comes from it. So I'm gonna be like the Archer guy. Yeah, I'm gonna be like Archer. In everything he does, he's the same guy. I'm gonna Will Smith the crap out of voice acting. I'm always gonna be the same character and everything, just different lines every time.
It works for me.
I mean, it worked for Will until you said the fish slept Chris Rock.
Well, that's man. I wonder if he would redo it all over again if he could.
Oh, I'm sure he would. Got people talking about him again.
Yeah.
I don't know I don't know where his career is going at this point, but he's got more money than I do. So
yeah, exactly. Well, bro.
But anywho, I'll let you get back to it, buddy.
Have fun at work tomorrow.
I will not. I'll be texting you. It's like we couldn't do this on Sunday.
I'm just glad that we went and did it, man. It's been a long time coming. All right, bro.
Still there? Are you back?
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah,
there we go.
The way it froze like you were like you'd fall asleep right there.
Yeah, well, that's about to happen too, but
All right, man.
all right, homie. Talk to you later.
All right, bud. Bye.